Hey, Coach. What are some of your expectations for the boys and girls this year?
I have some high expectations for my men and women this year. We've had some great years. We've had a young team the last couple of years, and this year I actually have some upperclassmen that I expect to kind of take that leadership role and work with our younger runners. Now I'm actually getting to where I have some experience on the team instead of just a young team. So I have a little bit higher expectation, and I expect to see more kind of as we gradually progress through the season.
Okay, and you mentioned freshmen. How is the freshman class looking?
The freshman class looks pretty good coming in. We have a few more freshman men that came in this year than freshman women, but all the incoming class can have an opportunity to have a pretty solid impact right away for the men and women. I had 4 men that came in for me this year. And then as far as the women, I had a couple of women that came in, and I think will have a pretty strong impact on the program as well. Do a lot of things hopefully for the school and for the ASC.
That's great. So you mentioned ASC. Like, what are some of your goals for the season?
Well, kind of when I took over the program, the program had our program had not really had any athletes recognized by the conference award-wise by either first team, second team, any runners of the week or something like that. As far as the men in the ASC, I had a first all-team performer and a second team all-performer all conference, and David James was the ASC runner of the week for one of the weeks last year. So kind of looking at that, I would think that we would like to continue at least having that conference recognition through maybe a runner of the week this year, or through a first or second team conference runner. And kind of looking at it with the women, I think we might actually have some impact runners that could give us some conference recognition this year.
That's great. Speaking of success of David James and other runners, how did the NCAA regionals go?
The last couple of years, we've actually had an opportunity to take some runners to the NCAA Southeast Regional. The first year, we had three men that qualified, and last year we had the same 3 men, and then Tadera Garland also went last year. And the great thing about Tadera is actually the first female runner in Ozarks history since joining the American Southwest Conference in '96 to represent the ladies. So I think it was a great experience for her, and it was great recognition for the women's team. For the men, David James, Tristan Cooper, and Jeremy Province all represented Ozarks the previous 2 years at regional. Made tremendous improvement from their first year. It was a great experience for the first year. As freshmen and as sophomores, tremendous improvements by all 3. Represented the American Southwest Conference very well. David placed in the top 35, which qualified him for the all-region team, and he was second overall for the ASC. It was great exposure for Ozarks, and I just see us improving, and hopefully we'll have more men and women represented at the Southeast Regional meet this year in Memphis.
Great. Just to sum up some of the stuff, the success from last year that you've had, how are you going to let that carry over into this season?
Well, just kind of talking to the men and women on the team, there's a tremendous amount of excitement this year. Kind of looking at the men's program, we do have a solid incoming class that I think will help us hopefully move up in from where we finished the last couple of years at the ASC Championships. So I think the success that our men's program has constantly kind of carried over and has allowed us to get some quality male runners. Kind of looking at the women's side, I think kind of the same thing holds true as well. I think there's a lot of excitement, it's a little bit deeper women's team that I've had in the past, so I think I have more of a competition within the team, which I think will help us, I hope, by the conference championships in October.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
All right, you're welcome.